Tommy had already put Pickle's little bag in his backpack. Now he fastened the leash to her collar and put her on the floor. She stretched and preened. Two middle-aged ladies with a cat came over to tell her how wonderful she was. Tommy headed for the door. He wasn't a child. He was 14. He didn't need a keeper. He didn't need anything except to get some things figured out, which weren't going to get figured out because none of it made any sense. He stepped out onto the street. There was rain, almost sleet. There was cold. There were too many cars. He turned right in the direction of St. Catherine's. He should have taken Pickles with him up to the state prison this morning. That would have been a trip. 2. Marta Warkowski did not like going out alone in the dark. She had never liked going out alone in the dark, even when she was young, even when the neighborhood was still normal. Marta had grown up in this neighborhood. She had been baptized at St. Catherine's Church. She had made her first Holy Communion and her confirmation there. She had attended St. Catherine's parochial school. She was 72 years old. She could remember masses in Latin and nuns in habits. She could remember when the outrage in the world was over the fact that the Irish Archdiocese insisted on calling the church St. Catherine's instead of St. Caterina's. These days there was no help for it. She had to go out in the dark, and she had to go out alone. In her day, the old women went to Mass at 7 in the morning. There were big clutches of them, most of them in black. Marta didn't wear black. That would be coming right out and saying she was a widow. She had never married. She just wore her ordinary weekday clothes and carried her big pocketbook. In the pocketbook she carried exactly $1. She couldn't be too careful. She carried her keys, too, of course. One key for the street door, one key for her apartment door. She had grown up in this apartment as well as in this neighborhood. She had laid out her mother in this very living room. The priest had come and blessed the wake. In English. The light was out in the vestibule. It always was. The lights were out on the stairs, too. Her knees hurt. It was getting harder and harder to climb. She saw Mr. Hernandez waiting for her on the landing. She supposed she should call him Senor Hernandez, but she didn't want to. She brushed past him without saying hello. She did not put her key in the lock. She did not want this man coming into her apartment. Mr. Hernandez let out with a stream of Spanish. He knew she didn't speak Spanish. "It's not that I have to have an English Mass," she said. "I grew up when the Masses were all in Latin. I didn't understand that either." "Miss Warkowski, please." "I want to go lie down now. I'm very tired." "Miss Warkowski, please. We have to talk about the apartment." "We don't have to talk about the apartment." "Miss Warkowski, please. It doesn't make any sense. It's a 3-bedroom apartment. You're all by yourself." "I'll be dead soon enough. That ought to make you happy." "I could give you another apartment in the building. I've got a 1-bedroom on the first floor. You wouldn't have to climb the stairs." "I'm going to be laid out in my living room when I go, just like my parents were." She stared at the key in her hand. Who would lay her out when she was dead? All her people were gone. Even the priest was gone. The priest at St. Catherine's these days was Spanish, like the rest of them. "Miss Warkowski," Mr. Hernandez said, "I have a family that needs an apartment. There are 2 parents and 2 aunts and 4 children. I can't put them in a 1-bedroom apartment. You have to see that. You have to see that you should—" "I should nothing," Marta said. "You can't tell me what I should do. You don't own this building. You're just the super. But there are children." Then there was a stream of Spanish again, the sound of frustration. Marta waited for it to be over. "You can't tell me what to do," Marta said.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.